this way. Oh, Dr. Fuzzy Wuzzy here, yeah? All right. Now, I got something to tell you. Are you ready? Put your hand on your heart and say this with me. Honor, mommy, and daddy, and things go good. Now, parents, put your hands on your hearts. Train them up. When they're young, they'll remember. Now, I want to read you a story this morning called Love You Forever. Now, watch this. Believe it or not, your pastor Jeff, he did this in real life with his mama. I'll tell you. Ready? Here we go. It says, a mother held her new baby and very slowly rocked him back and forth. You rock with me? Yeah. Back and forth, back and forth. And while she held them, she sang, I love you forever. I like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. The baby grew and grew and grew until he was 2 years old. And he ran around the house like some of you were running around the house this morning. And he pulled all the books off the shelves. He pulled all the food out of the refrigerator. And he took his mother's watch and flushed it down the toilet. Sometimes his mother would say, this kid is driving me crazy. Look at that. Do you see that? Right behind me, right? Okay. And then, but at nighttime when the 2-year-old was quiet, she opened the door to his room and crawled on the floor, across the floor. Can you see Mama crawling across the floor? Looked up over his bed, and if he was really asleep, she picked him up and rocked him back. Say that with me. Back and forth. Back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, I love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. Well, do you know what? The little boy grew, he grew and grew and grew. He grew until he was 9 years old. And he never wanted to come in for dinner. He never wanted to take a bath. And when Grandma visited, he always said bad words. So embarrassing. Sometimes his mother wanted to sell him to the zoo. It's here. I'm honest, truth. But at nighttime, when he was asleep, the mother quietly opened the door, crawled across the floor, and looked up over the side of the bed. And if he was really asleep, she picked up the 9-year-old boy and rock him. You ready? Back and forth. Back and forth. Back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, I love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. The boy grew. This guy keeps growing. He grew and grew and grew. He grew until he was a teenager. Oh! Are you guys going to be teenagers? You're going to grow there. He had strange friends and wore strange clothes, and he listened to strange music. Sometimes his mother felt like she was in a zoo. Oh, but at nighttime, when the teenager was asleep, the mother opened the door to his room. What did she do? She crawled across the floor, looked up over the side of the bed, and if he really was asleep, she picked up that great big boy. He's a teenager now. Picked him up. Teenager. Oh my goodness. And rocked him back and forth. Back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. That teenager, he grew and grew until he was a grown-up man. He left home and got a house across town. Oh my goodness, he's really big now. But sometimes, oh, you like this. Sometimes on dark nights, the mother got in her car, drove across town. Look at that, she's got a ladder on her car. What is she gonna do? It's night time. Oh my goodness, this mother is going all out, yeah. Okay, watch. If all the lights in her son's house were out, she opened his bedroom window, crawled across. She's still crawling across that floor. Crawled across the floor and looked up over the side of his bed. And if that great big man was really asleep, she picked him up and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. Well, that mother, she got older. She got older and older. Like he grew and grew, she got older and older. And one day her son called her up and said, one day she called up her son and said, you'd better come and see me. I'm very old and sick. So her son came to see her. And when he came in the door, she tried to sing the song. She sang, I'll love you forever. And I'll like you for always. But she couldn't finish because she was too old and sick. Then the son, you're going to like this. The son went to his mother, picked her up, and rocked her back and forth, back and forth, and sang this song. I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my mommy you'll be. When the son came home that night, he stood for a long time at the top of the stairs. You know, sometimes parents, we just stand, shake our heads. Then he went into his room where his very new baby daughter was sleeping. He picked her up in his arms and very slowly rocked her back and forth, back and forth. And while he rocked her, he sang, I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. let's put our hands on our hearts, okay? Did you know? Oh, I'm going to say goodbye to Dr. Fuzzy Wuzzy for a moment. Did you know? I'm like, how old am I? 49. I am 49 years old. I think 2 years ago, I woke up before I knew my mom and dad would wake up. And I went all the way to Guelph, and I stood outside my mom and dad's bedroom window, and I sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always. How's the rest go? Forever, my mommy, you'll be. And I sang that to my mom to wake her up in the morning. Hands on your hearts. Dear God, I want to love you, my mom, my family, forever. Just like you love me. Amen. You guys have a slow mojo back to your classroom.